And one thing you have to have in the back of your mind is that the concept of social media for business, from the social media inventor's perspective, is that once I can gather people at a place, right, where they are calm and they are relaxed and they're having a social event or whatever it is, you have the opportunity to sell to them. That's the whole concept of social media. So people gather on Facebook, they're having interactions, they're talking to their friends, they're sharing photos, they're sharing updates, they're following their idols and their mentors and stuff like that. It gives an opportunity for them to say, okay, you know what, if I run a business, the business can come on this platform and advertise to these people. Right. So with the advent of that, it gave the chance for companies to be able to have a chance to put themselves out there in front of people that ordinarily would have cost them a bit of an arm and a leg to get in front of, because conventional marketing was not cheap, or is still not cheap, right? Social media gives us that cost-effective channel to interact with people. It gives us a wider reach, and then it gives us a more detailed targeting scheme when it comes to advertising and talking to people, right? So it presented this option. And I remember when I started social media in the 2011 to 2012, what happened was that everything was organic. And I'm running through a bit of a historic, so I get the context of social media, and then we'll come to what it is now and how you can benefit from it. Um, Facebook marketing was hugely organic, right? When you have 1,000 followers on your page on Facebook and you post, everybody will see the post. So it was very easy to build a following, speak to them, interact with them, show what you have to them, and let them buy from you, right? But as time goes on, the social media networks have realized that they need you to make their money. They need money from ad revenue to be able to generate revenue to be able to run their business. So they started tweaking the algorithm such that it shows less and less of your followers the content that you produce, and you have to spend money to actually get the content out there, right? So it started from a place where people gathered without necessarily business coming to sell. Then they realized that, okay, they can make money from businesses or give businesses the opportunity to have access to the people on the platform. So business pages and things started coming up. Then they realized that, you know what, instead of letting the businesses have access to all their people, we can actually charge them to reach more people. So why don't we offer them ads, right? And that has been the advent of social media. And that has brought us to the point we are now. Now, I'll say that social media has become a bit complex because what the networks are doing is that they are projecting content that the masses want to engage with, because they want more people to spend more time on their networks. So Instagram wants more people to spend. So if I say I spend, let's say, 30 minutes on Instagram a day, Instagram wants me to spend 45 minutes. So when I jump on the network, they want to show me content that I want to see so that I stay longer on the platform, right? So that's what the algorithm is doing now. And what I'm going to show us here is a way to go around that structure, right? Or a way of thinking about that structure so that you're able to thrive on social media, right? Now, the first thing I'll say is that social media has become very fluid. And what I mean by social media is fluid is this. Today, something might be working, tomorrow it will not work. Last year, something might be working, this year might not work. We might have pictures working at one time, and then Instagram changes the algorithm, and then they start pushing more views or more traffic towards reels and videos, right? So for you as a business owner to thrive on social media, you always have to be in tune with what is, I'm using this word advisably, what is trending, right? I'm using it advisedly because I will advise you as a business owner to follow trends, but study the network and know what the network is prioritizing, and then start to create your content in that regard, right? That's the first thing. So social media is fluid. Know that what you learn today about social media, or know that works for social media, may not work tomorrow, may not work next week, may not work in the next 3 months or next year. So you always have to be observing your analytics and observing your trends. That's the first thing I'll say, right? But although social media is fluid and things are consistently changing, right? There are some key principles that, if you know, make it easy to thrive on whatever network you want to be on, right? And this is where I'm going to spend most of my time today. And then after this, I'll field questions on the things that are presented, and then I'll field questions on social media. So if you have any social media challenges, you can field the questions when it's time for us to do the Q&A. I want to do an extended Q&A time so that I can deal with specific issues with the businesses on here, right? So there's some key things or key items that you need to know to be able to thrive on social media. These are marketing principles that you cannot do away with, whether social media, whether offline, right? And these three things are: one, your customer, knowledge about your customer; two, knowledge about your product and how it sells; and three, knowledge about the social media platforms and which one works best for your business. Right. I'm going to delve into these three things a bit deeper. I don't know if we have the emails here. I'm having a problem sharing my slides on here, but I think what I can do is that I will, if we have the emails,
Dude, you can share the slides with
do
me
a
so that
blast
we
quick
I'll
that after
present.
can have access to it.
Dude,
Um,
sorry to cut
so,
you short. Can you share the slides with me? Then I present.
okay, let me try and do that and see if it works. Okay, so you let me proceed and I'll be doing that. So the first one is your customer, knowledge about your customer, right? Now, when we talk about your customer, in my line of business and what I've been doing for about, I think, 3, 4 years now, I have been teaching social media, teaching marketing to businesses, right? And usually in my interaction with businesses, what I realize is this: most of them, when I ask them, who is your customer? Most of them will say, oh, everybody can buy from me, anybody can buy from me, right? And that's the first mistake a lot of business owners make. Your customer is not everybody, or everybody is not your customer. And I usually tell them this, that even the one that produces air or puts air in cylinders, right, or sells air, doesn't have everybody as their customer, right? So as a business, for you to be able to thrive, the first thing you need to know is who your customer is specifically, right? And this comes by doing the customer persona exercise, right? For you to know who your customer is, you have to have a specific description of who they are. The customer persona describes who your customer is, right? Why they buy the product, what the product solves for them, right? And what it does for them in the long term. And then some of the customer avatars go into the purchase patterns of the clients and their motivations in life and their goals and their visions in life. But on a very basic level, if you have a business here and you're looking to sell, you need to know who your three core customers are, right? There's always a minimum of three categories of people that are buying from your business at every point in time. You need to be able to describe these people. Where do they hang out at? Where do they spend their money? Where do they spend their time online? Who do they follow in terms of influencers, right? If you are able to describe this, it gives you a very clear idea of which social media network to be on, what kind of communication to use in terms of when you're speaking to them, what are you talking to them about? When you are talking to them, is it a communication that is resonating with what they are looking for, right? You don't come and sell clothes, right, and start talking about um, um, solving my entire problems or something like that, right? I had a client that had a unisex boutique, and they realized that when they put their posts up and they run adverts, they only get one category of clients. They are only getting female clients. They're not getting male clients. And then we did a bit of a deep dive into how they ran their ads, how their communication was, and then a bit of analytics. And what I realized is that when they ran their ads, because in her mind, she wants to maximize her ad budget, she runs ads with both male and female products, right? So what was happening was this. It will show the ad to both male and female, but once the men came and they saw female products, in their mind, they resigned to the fact that, okay, it's a unisex boutique, but it's more female than male, so let's not buy from them, right? The problem that they had was this. They knew a bit about the fact that they had a unisex boutique and they offered clothes for both male and female, but because they mixed the communication, they were losing one type of customer. So one little thing that we did, we separated the ads. We had ads and communication for female, and we had ads and communication for males, and she started getting an inflow of both types of customers, and her revenue increased. Sometimes it's these little things that change the way our businesses make revenue and make money, make revenue and then get clients, right? So the first thing, you need to have knowledge on who your customer is, right? And you need to know what you are solving for them, right? Case in point, I did some work for a client that had a fashion she sews. And in our initial sessions, when we were figuring out what her unique selling proposition was, right, she was sewing clothes, but she wasn't, in her marketing, she wasn't going to sell just the fact that she made clothes. She was selling a certain status symbol for a type of lady, right? So she was selling a status symbol for a corporate woman who was a family woman also. So it was almost like she was selling clothes for the 360 woman. So her tagline was that she was building confidence with the clothes that she sold. So a communication like this was specifically couched for the type of customer that she wanted to target online. You see, when you jump on social media, there are lots of people. There are so many people, right? What happens is that if you go out there and you give a generic communication, what's going to happen is that everybody's going to see it and very few people are going to respond to it. But the more targeted your communication is, because of the knowledge of the customer you have, the better it is to speak to that specific person and then get them interested, right? I spoke to a client in the north, a company in the north, that's basically like the Tonatone of the north, right? And they were coming up with an ad for social media. And in communication with them, you'd realize that they were selling some specific bits of their services that didn't necessarily appeal to the targets that they were looking for. So they were saying, oh, they have authentic African products. And I asked them, what does authentic African products mean? If I'm a customer and I'm listening to you and I'm seeing an ad, what would that mean to me? For me to want to click on your link, see what you have, and want to make a purchase, right? And we're doing this because they hadn't really gone through the customer persona exercise, so they didn't really know who they were talking to and how to talk to them, right? So knowledge about your customer is extremely important, right? The persona is extremely important. The second thing you need to know about your customer is your customer's purchase patterns. I believe most of us here have run our business for a while and we're not new to the businesses that we're running, right? The question I would ask you is this: how much information do you have on how your customer purchases, what periods within the year different types of customers purchase, and what times of the year do you sell the most, or the month do you sell the most? When you have this kind of information, it influences how you post and advertise on social media, right? Um, Case in point, there's a food brand that runs an office delivery service. They serve offices. When I worked with them, one thing I noticed was that for the first 2 weeks of the month, sales will soar. People will be ordering a lot. Then in the third week, it will dip. And then in the fourth week, it will dip totally. We'll get very low orders. It happened for 2 months. And then I checked the analytics and I realized that I spoke to a couple of customers and I realized that at the beginning of the month, the trick is this: their salaries had come. So at that point, they felt like my salary has come, I have a lot of money, I'm tempted to spend on food, spend a little extra on food so that I reward myself, right? And then getting to the end of the month, when the money starts reducing, they start looking for cheaper options for food, right? So with this knowledge, we started creating packages where people paid a little bit extra to cater for their orders for the month. So that's almost like you pay ahead for the orders for the month, and then you just get it delivered to you, so that you don't have to worry about later in the month, the third week and the fourth week, when it seems your money is reducing and you want to save cash and you can't eat our food, right? And that simple solution, right, changed the revenue and brought us a consistent flow of income so that we didn't see that dip in the way our business ran. You see, so when you know who your customer is and how to talk to them to get them through the door, then you need to now start looking at how are these guys purchasing? Okay, customer persona 1, how do they purchase? Customer persona 2, how do they purchase? Customer persona 3, how do they purchase? And then you look at the gaps in between, and then you create packages or products or advertising channels that can meet these needs, right? So your persona is extremely important, because without your persona, right, your purchase patterns may be wrong. You may know the purchase patterns, but you may get it wrong when it comes to how to actually create a package that will make them want to buy more, right? Especially now that things are a bit tight, you want to make it super easy for your customer to want to buy from you. And you want to create packages that are intuitive, that are responding to their needs, so that they feel like you know what they are looking for and they want to buy from you, right? The third thing when it comes to your customer is your customer's buying goals, right? Now, one thing you really need to ask yourself is that, why is my customer buying from me or purchasing this product or the services that I'm offering? Why are they buying from me? What is it that they are looking to achieve that makes them buy from me, right? If you're able to answer that question, right, it totally changes the way you communicate your products, because you communicate the product to the real need of the customer. And usually the trick that I give people that I train on this is that when you pick as a number of your customers that have been purchasing from you for a while and you have a good relationship with them, have a conversation with them about what your product does for them and why they buy, right? And find a very intelligent way of asking them why about 5 times. So, why do you buy clothes from me? I buy your clothes because I like the clothes or they fit me. Why do you think they fit you? Because my body type is this and you sew this way. Oh, okay. Why do you think that is? Because I think you're trained X and Y's way. Once you do that, it gives you the real reason someone is buying from you, which gives you your unique selling proposition. Then you can maximize that in terms of communication, in terms of building up on that, in terms of your service delivery, so that you create a more seamless service, right? And your communication online does better, right? So when it comes to your customer, when you know these three things, right? Whether it's social media, whether it's offline, whether it's one-on-one, it gives you a strong foundation to be able to market to your customer, right? So when it comes to your customer, the first one is your customer persona, your customer purchase patterns, and then your customers' buying goals, right? When you're able to get these three things, you are almost at the point where you can start creating a very successful marketing campaign to be able to attract your people on social media. Your ad to be different because you know what creatives or designs to use or videos to use for your ads. You will know what text to put under it. You will know how to convert them, whether to run a WhatsApp ad, whether to run an ad for them to give you a call, whether to run an ad for them to fill a form. You will know this because you know the type of customer that you are speaking to. Now, the second thing is your product knowledge, right? Now, everyone wants to buy from a business that knows what they are offering through and through. That is the top of what they do, right? That is the best at the products that they offer, and they know what they are about, right? Now, if you're running a business on social media, because social media is very loud and there's a lot of distraction on social media and there's a lot of competition on social media, you have to put your best foot forward when it comes to your products and how you market them, right? Now, if you're doing product marketing, it's a little different from when you're marketing a service, right? When you're doing product marketing, you need to know why people are purchasing your products. You need to be able to communicate why your product should be purchased above everybody else and what it does for the customer, right? You need to have a seamless way of putting this out in the way you do your postings. We'll get into the practical bit after we do these three when I talk about the platforms. I'll explain what platforms work for what and what kind of content works on each of these platforms. But when you have a deep knowledge of what your product is and why your customers purchase your product, right, it becomes very easy for you to communicate that, create content around that, and then push your products. An example, I read this online. Now, there was a mother care brand. Right, and a mother care brand is a brand that sells products to nursing mothers, pregnant women, and people with toddlers or parents with toddlers. Wow, someone says, Kevin says he can hardly hear me. Is that the case or it's peculiar to him? Am I audible, please, Michael? Can you confirm that? Hello? Are we here? Kevin, can you hear me better now? Is it better now? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so I'm audible. I think, okay, so I'm getting feedback that I'm audible. Kevin, kindly check your phone. I think it might be from your side. All right, so I was talking about the Mother Care brand. Now, here's what the Mother Care brand did. They realized that they were posting their products and, I mean, they were doing what everybody was doing and they were looking for something else to do to put their products out there, right? Or to put their brand out there so people have top of mind awareness. So top of mind awareness basically is when your clients have you in mind, when they mention what you do, right, your name pops up first, right? And that's the dream of every brand. Imagine when your customers hear about the type of business that you do, let's say social media, right? Your name pops up first, right? If anybody is looking for what you're doing, your name will pop up first. You'll be mentioned. You have a lot of organic leads coming to you, right? So they wanted to create top of mind awareness. Now, this is what they did. Instead of, in Ghana, here's what we'll do. We'll do a promo, discount promo. We'll do some giveaway. We'll do something like that, right? But here's what they did. They realized that their key clients, which is the mothers, right, especially the newborn mothers, right, had a challenge where usually if you've given birth before, you would realize that the first 3 months, you really don't sleep. You're almost like a watchman. Your child will wake up in the night, you have to wake up, make sure they sleep, they'll sleep for a short while, then they wake up, and your whole schedule is a mess. And they realized that a lot of people were up at night. During the day, it wasn't too difficult because during the day, we're all awake. But during the night, moms were up and they were struggling. So they did what they called the 2 a.m. club. Now, the 2 a.m. club was a group where at 2 a.m. from midnight to about 3 a.m., right, they hosted an online hangout, right, for mothers who were up around that time and their kids were cranky and things like that, right? So it was like what we're doing here. So maybe we'll meet on Microsoft Teams or on Zoom, and then we'll have a subject matter expert, maybe a pediatrician. Would have someone who's a sex therapist. We'll have someone who is into anything relating to baby and mommy, and then they'll give a presentation, and then we'll have a conversation. And sometimes the subject matter experts wouldn't even be there. The moms will just come on and talk about like their frustrations, vent. Someone will support someone. Someone will listen to someone and give a recommendation. And it became a very strong community, which was hosted by that brand. And because of that, they started getting a huge number. They got about thousands of people joining each night, right? And having conversations hosted by the company. And imagine what that will do for your brand if you were a brand that was doing that. And this is very unconventional marketing, right? But because they understood the products, they understood the customer, and they understood the customer's need, they were able to position themselves in a way that created top of mind awareness, a strong community around the business, and then pushed their products to them. And it became like second nature. So because they were hosting it, it's like we'll be on the platform and it'll be like, oh, my diapers are done. Can I get diapers? Oh, my wipes are done. Can I get wipes? And because of that, the name of the company stuck. They increased their sales exponentially by just running that kind of system. Now, the question I want to ask you is that what can you do, right, in your space that will be similar to what these guys did with the 2 a.m. club? That you push your products without pushing your products. You push your products by pushing the community. You push your product by building a community. You push your product by solving a problem that your customer already has, right? Without necessarily charging them, but they spend more money with you because they love what you did and you solved the problem for them, right? What can your business do, right? Duplicate that on social media, right? Because that's where you get the people. If you have a campaign like this and you run adverts for this kind of campaign, right, you get a lot of people coming to your business. And within a space of 3 to 6 months, you will see a dimensional shift in the way your sales are, right? So now the knowledge of your product and how to market your product and what needs that people have that this product solves. I see a lot of people marketing products or features. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard a lot of like marketing and sales gurus talk about don't market the features, right? Market the solution, right? I realized that a lot of times some business owners that I work with struggle with this bit, right? Because when we're developing a product, especially if it's a product you develop and you're not a middleman selling something, right? We're thinking about it more on, we put this feature into this, we put this feature into this, put this feature into it, but the customer doesn't really care about the features. He's looking about at it in the sense that, okay, if I put this feature and this feature together, what can I achieve that will solve my problem? If I put these three features together, does it solve my problem? If I put this one feature together, does it solve my problem? That is how you need to communicate your product, right? There's this brand that is doing it's not launched yet, so I'm trying to be very careful with how I talk about it so I don't put them out there too much. They are doing like the chat GPT of academics in Ghana, right? So if you're going to write WASI, if you're going to write BC, right, there'll be a communication app that you can actually have a live interaction with, and it will teach you. It will teach you everything, including maths and science and everything, right? And we're looking for a way to market it to parents and then to SS students. And one of the key things that came up is this: if we market it as like, oh, a studies app, right, we might miss a lot of the students, right? But if we market it as a technological app that helps you achieve your 6As, 7As, 10 ones, right, with half the effort and in an enjoyable manner, right, you would see more people gravitating towards it. Right. So learn what your customer is looking for in your product, learn why they buy your product, learn what makes your product unique and easy for them to use, and then sell your product on that tangent, right? So your customer and then your product, right? And I put here, look more at the need of the customer beyond the sale to determine how to communicate to them, right? So beyond them buying your products, right, what are they really looking for? What problem are they trying to solve? Right? If you're able to figure this out, your marketing becomes a lot more easier, a lot more easier. Now, the third one is the platform. Now, this is where I'm going to open up and show you guys how these platforms work. Now, the basic thing you need to know is that all the social media platforms is like a wall, right? Instagram owns, Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is a social media platform. I would explain to you why I consider it a social media platform. So Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp, right? Twitter is Elon Musk, stands on its own. TikTok stands on its own. Snapchat stands on its own. Now, one thing you need to realize is that each of these platforms runs ads or allows businesses to run ads to reach people. Now, they all want businesses to spend more money on ads. Quick fun fact: do you know that if you spend a certain amount on Facebook as ads, Facebook will assign you a manager to help you make your ads more efficient? I don't know if any of us know this. If you spend beyond a certain threshold on adverts on Facebook, is my sound off? No, my sound is on. Modem says my sound off. No, my sound is not off. I think we're having
he's
some
talking about
challenges.
himself.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm fine. So, you know, if you spend above a certain amount on, let me give you free marketing secrets. If you spend above a certain amount on Facebook, they will give you an account manager, someone who, when you have a problem with your Facebook ads, right, they will solve it for you quickly. Someone says how much. So I started getting that after I spent $500 at a go, right? $500 at a go. But I think for some accounts, they usually watch the frequency of the ads right, that you run and the budget you spend consistently over like a month, and then they assign you someone, right? And there's a certain threshold too that when you cross, Facebook would actually give your business, will assign your business an advertising agency who will manage your ads, right? Facebook has advertising agencies that are aligned to them, right? That help the top spenders, right, manage their ads. So like if you're spending like anywhere over like $100,000 in ads to Facebook, they will actually assign you an agency, and the agency will run your ads for you, right? So that your ads are more effective because they believe that if they help you achieve your goals, your money stays with them, right? But I'm sure a lot of us won't know that because our ad budgets are like obviously smaller than these budgets. Now, when you are running social media, right? Know this. Social media favors content that allows their users to stay on the platform for the longest period. That's why if you look at social media, it's content creators that have their content spread viral. Without, have you seen that content creators don't run ads like the way you're running ads for your business? But then, oh, okay, content creators don't run ads for their content. But when you jump on Instagram, like if I say Mr. Macaroni right now, most of us know Mr. Macaroni, but he didn't spend ads to reach you. Is because Facebook realized that the kind of content that Mr. Macaroni is posting is good content. A lot of people want to interact with it. So let's show it to more people. That's how it got viral, right? But you as a business, you don't create, obviously, you're not going to be creating content like Mr. Macaroni, right? So you need to find another strategy to be able to reach your customers and maximize your customers, right? Because you see, sometimes a lot of us here believe that we need to get to like 5K followers, 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K before we can start seeing real sales on social media. It's not true. It's not true at all. The challenge with the way you're running your social media is that one, it's either the people that are following are not really interested in what you're doing. Two is either your content is not engaging enough, or three is either you don't have a sales funnel. You don't have a process that guides the people on your social media through from just hearing about you to knowing about you, trusting you, and wanting to make a purchase from you. Right. So I'm going to go through the platforms one by one, and then we'll talk through a strategy you can adopt to make more sales. Understanding these two things that I've spoken about, customer, product, and now we're going to talk about the platforms. And then I'll do a bonus and then talk to you about WhatsApp and how you can leverage WhatsApp. I'm a big proponent for building a community. If you have a business and you don't have a community around your business, you are in trouble. Because what will happen is that a community makes people stick and stay with your brand, right? So if you don't have a community, it's easy for someone else to come and just take your customers because there's no real emotional connection. And if you sell on logic, you're in trouble because logic is okay. I'm buying from them because maybe their price is better than everybody else. So if someone comes and their price is better than yours, logically, it makes more sense to just move. So you have to sell both on logic and emotion. We'll get to that. Now for the platforms, a little bit of history. So social media started pushing static designs and text initially. And then you realize that, let me pause and check in this. Like I said earlier, social media is pushing more content creators because their content is more entertaining, and that's what keeps people on the platform for longest, right? Now, the people that are determining what kind of content social media platforms push are content creators. So if you want to really look at a trend of what kind of content is selling on social media and what kind of content you should be leveraging, right? Usually look at content creators' content, the content that these guys put out, right? Now, people have started doing skits, people have started doing Instagram reels, and that's what is pushing now, right? So you may want to consider things like that. Now, let me track back. So we started with static content, and then on Facebook like this, Facebook started with pages, started showing all your content to everybody, right? And then they started scaling back. Do you know that when you post organic content now on Facebook, you're probably going to get a maximum on a very good day, 30% of your followers seeing it without doing anything. 30% is a big number. It used to be about 12 to 15%, right? So imagine if you have 1,000 followers, right? And you post and you don't do anything, you don't sponsor, you don't boost, right? They're on an extremely good day, which is really rare. You're going to have between 150 and 300 of them see. So it means that up to 700 plus of them will not see your post at all, right? So you need to find ways of enticing your people to visit your page more. Now, Facebook started doing that to get people to advertise more on their platforms. And then when they realized that their customers were aging, right, now our parents are on, our grandparents are even on Facebook. So if you cater to a younger generation, you realize that a lot of them are not on Facebook. They are either on Snapchat, they're on TikTok, or they're on Instagram. Right? So if you run a business that caters to people that are in university now, are in SS or are in JSS now, you really want to be using TikTok, Instagram, right, or Snapchat, or all three of these to be able to reach them. Now, content shifted from design content to photographic content. So people were putting more of like really high resolution product pictures and things like that. And that was working. Then Snapchat came, and then Instagram realized Snapchat will take their business. So what they did was bring what's it called? Stories. So Instagram brought stories and now we started using stories. Then TikTok came, and then Instagram realized no, TikTok will take their business. And then Instagram has done what we call Reels. Reels is basically what TikTok does, right? Short form video content that is very much to the point and creatively done, right? Now, if you run a business here, the first and foremost thing I would ask you to do is that if you can, run ads, because the organic game is cutthroat. The organic, if you want to really run organic social media, right, you one have to be posting multiple times a day. Two, you have to really stretch your creativity. You literally have to produce content like a content creator, like that kind of level of skill, that kind of level of creativity. And it's difficult for business owners, in my experience, to do that because you have a million other things to do. You have your employees to deal with, you have customers to deal with, you have a lot of things to do. So consistently creating that kind of content is tough. So the easy way out is to run ads. But even running ads is not a solution in itself if you don't know who you're talking to and you don't know what creating works, right? So let's start with Instagram. When you run a business and you're on Instagram, right, the best thing to do, one, will be to set up your page, right, to be more like a mini catalog of sorts. Now, on an Instagram page, when you go on Instagram, you realize this. On your profile, there's the profile picture, there's the bio, right, which should state one key promise that you are offering to the client or one thing that makes you unique. Then talk about what you offer in layman's terms, like literally in language that a class 4 people will understand. And then have a call to action. That's the last statement you should have in your bio. Have a call to action which leads to the link. Now, the link in your bio should always be updated with what you are selling now or what you're doing now, right? So usually what I recommend is that if you have a website, link it to your website, but link it to a specific product on your website that you are running something around or you want people to go to at that particular time. If you don't have a website, right, the minimum thing you should have is a WhatsApp business account. If you don't have a website, have a WhatsApp business account and put the WhatsApp business link in the link in bio on your Instagram. So you put a call to action, maybe contact us for a free consultancy, contact us for a conversation, contact us and let's talk about the product, and then put the link in your link in bio or your website's link, and then leave it there as a bio. So they see your profile, they read your unique promise, they know what you do in very basic terms. If they're interested, they click through, they have a way of contacting you, they have a conversation with you. And please, one thing that you should absolutely not do, absolutely, as a rule of thumb for all the brands that I work with, when a customer wants to get in touch with you or place an order, right, the maximum number of steps until someone reaches out to them or they complete the order is 3. If it's more than 3, you're going to have friction. People will start, but they won't finish, right? So maybe I've seen a product I'm interested in on your Instagram page, right? I click through and I go to WhatsApp, right? And then I send you a message, right? Now, hey, I see people are running adverts here, exciting. I click through, so from my Instagram, I click on bio, I come to WhatsApp, I'm messaging you, I'm getting in touch with you. That's a simple process. If you have a website, right, I see the product on Instagram, I click the link to the website. Now, here's the mistake that a lot of brands make, and I saw a client of mine make that mistake yesterday. They put up a post with a specific product in the post that they were advertising, but the link in the post went directly to the website at large. So you go to the website and it's like Tonato. So now you literally have to navigate and find where the product that you're looking for is. And that's how a lot of us, yes, there's slides, I'll send it. That's where a lot of us lose a lot of customers. You see that if you have a click tracker, you realize that you have like 500 people clicking on your link or your website, but you have like 2 or 3 sales. When that happens, know that there's friction somewhere. When your customers get to a point, they stop. So you have to reevaluate your process and see why are people stopping and what can I do about it to make the journey shorter, right? So for Instagram, this is how your profile should be structured. Then the next thing, that is a non-negotiable for me if you run Instagram business, is your highlights. You see, the way Instagram works, if I post a product today, within 3 weeks, the product will be so far down my profile that the post will be so far down my product that if someone is looking for that profile and the product and they come onto my profile, they may not see it because they might not scroll through like 4 weeks of content, especially if you post a lot. So here's what you do. You use your highlights as a summary of who you are, how to purchase, your policies, and the things that you offer. So that scrolling through your highlights, I get the key information I need. And then if I want to make a purchase or I want to get in touch with you for further information, I do that. A lot of businesses are not using their highlights properly. So if you have highlights that are non-existent, please, rule of thumb, your first highlight should be about your business. Go into more details than was in the bio. You can do 3 or 4 slides. It's good for that. So who you are, what you're trying to achieve, who you've worked before, what you've done for clients, testimonials and stuff like that. You can put all that into one slide. A simple guide one slide on how someone should order, right? How are they supposed to buy from you? What should they do? Message on Instagram, confirm the product availability, make payments, confirm location, and then we deliver to you. That should be the second one. The third one should be the products. You can swap how to order in products based on what you're doing per time, right? So products is either all your products or your key product categories, right? Once you're able to put that there, you clarify, and then the final one will be testimonials, so that you can build trust. People know that, okay, other people have used your products, they purchased it before, they know what people are saying, and then they can trust you. So your profile, your bio, your link, your call to action, then your highlights, even before someone comes to see the postings that you're posting. If you do this right, you would realize that the more people come on your profile, the more conversions you have, because you've laid your profile out clearly so that it explains what you do and it calls them to convert even before you show your products, because obviously they saw something that made them jump on your profile. So now when you jump on your profile, you want to convince them that you are the person they should buy from, or you are the person they should trust. Now that's that. So that's that for Instagram. Now, when it comes to content you should be focusing on, I would say that if you can produce reels as like 70 to 80% of your content, because video content is what is being pushed now on Instagram, right? And you get more organic viewership on your reels than nothing else gets organic. Everything else you produce is only your followers that see. But when it comes to Instagram reels, Instagram will show it to people that are not your followers, right? So that's one way to reach new customers, one way to put yourself out there, one way for people to see you and trust you, right? And when I say Instagram reels, a lot of people think about like dancing on reels and stuff like that. No, please. You can literally shoot a video, right? A 15-second video, 30-second spot, talking about your product and showing your product, showing how your product should be worn, showing the problem it solves, showing a testimonial, right? These are all videos that you can shoot or content that you can put out in video format, right? That push your brand out there. So please don't be limited in how you do that. I think when we get to the Q&A, I'll see if I can do a live session with any of you who's open for me to do that with your business. I'll show you one or two things you can do in terms of content to put yourself out there. The second platform I think I'll deal with is Facebook. Now, when it comes to Facebook, a lot of people aren't very excited about Facebook because in my recent experience, right, when you are selling something on Instagram, people come, they see the price, they buy. When you sell the same thing on Facebook, people come, they see the price. Let's say I sell something for 200 cedis. They come, they see the price, they say, oh, I'll pay 180, I'll pay 150. I don't know if everybody has experienced that on Facebook before. They come and they haggle with you. So it's almost like Instagram is Trasapo or Golden Gate, and Facebook is Kantamanto. So a lot of people don't like Facebook because it's like you get a lot of people that will just give you stress, right? But there's a trick to Facebook now, right? So I love the comments I'm seeing. There's a trick to Facebook. Facebook stopped pushing organic content for a long time because they wanted people to run adverts. So even when you run ads on Facebook and your budget is not beyond a certain threshold, you will see that you get a lot of leads that are almost useless for your business. They come and they ask and they go, they just come and talk to you and they go, they come and they ask funny questions. Like I've run ads where I had moms message me that they can make me wealthy. I'm trying to sell something here, right? But here's the trick for Facebook. Now, on Facebook, the best thing to do will be to build a community. Now, how do you build a community? If you've looked at Facebook nowadays, if you spend time on Facebook, you're most likely spending time looking at people that are influential content and commenting and looking at their comments on it or interacting on that space. You are in groups, engaging on group content. And here I want to give like a free honorable mention to Tell It That. Like it's a superb platform. I don't know how many Tell It That are on here, but Tell It That is solid, right? Um, People engage a lot on groups, right? And then the third thing is people engage on what's it called? On these media platforms. Like right now on Facebook, I see a lot of people are gravitating towards TV3 because TV3 is doing some reality TV thing. Right? I think it's like Date Rush's big sister or something like that. And people are engaging with that kind of content or engaging with news content. Now, you as a business, how you're going to build your community is this. Go where people are most active. That's the groups. Leverage groups. Right? If you want to build a page, you probably have to build your page via ads. If you're going to run ads by building page, never run ads for Facebook likes on Facebook. Don't do that. It's the biggest mistake you can do. Right? The reason why I'm saying it's the biggest mistake is this. What Facebook will do is that we'll just post your business out there and get any and everybody to like the page. Now the question is this, those liking your page, are they interested in your product? Do they have the capacity to buy? Right? Are they even in the same jurisdiction as you are selling your product? In my experience, what I realized is that people boost because I mean, for like $10, you get a good number of followers. $100, you get a good number of followers. And we think that by creating that impression, when people come on the page, they trust us. Doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. You get to a point where you say, I have 10,000 followers, but when I post, only 5 people like it. Because out of the 10,000 followers, only a little, like maybe like less than 10% are actually even interested in what you're offering. And then Facebook will now show it to the people that are not interested as the 10 to 30%, and you've lost your money. What I would advise if you have a page and you want to advertise on Facebook is this. Run an ad on content that relates to what you are offering and how it benefits the client. So that when people see it and it doesn't benefit them, they don't engage with your ad, they don't engage with your page. You will have fewer followers, but there'll be more quality. So those who engage will be people that have seen it, have a need for it, trust your company or trust the way you look and want to engage with you. So I would rather take 500 of those types of followers as opposed to 5,000 of the generic one. Because 5,000, you might end up having just 100 people that are interested in what you're offering and you've lost money. But if you spend money and you get 500 people who are actually willing to buy from you and are interested in you, imagine what 100 sales will do for your business from that 500 people. And how, if you manage them well, maybe in a separate session, I'll talk to Mike and see if we can do customer management. Because after they purchase from you, how you manage them determines how they recommend you to other people. Because if I purchase a service, I probably know 2 or 3 other people that purchase that same service. Right? And if you do good by me and you incentivize me enough, I can recommend the others to you. So your 500 or your 100 can become 200 or 300 in a month. And if you keep that system going, your customers can increase exponentially. But the key is run an ad with content that relates to your value offer and the problem that you are solving for your customer that we spoke about earlier. And just put it out there and trust that your customer will see it and they will engage with the content, they will get in touch with you or they will follow your page. Building a followership like that on Facebook pages is far better. The second thing, leverage groups. Push your business on groups unashamedly. Like, don't even be shy about it. Unless the group has rules against those things and you have to go through their nets, please do that so that you're not banned from groups. And don't spam. Put content that is relevant. Don't just go and put like you're selling a product for fathers and then you post on content a page that has university students or a group that has university students. You're wasting your time. Look for groups that have the target population that you're offering your service to. Provide useful content on there, valuable content on there, and then put yourself out there as a brand and get people to interact with you, follow you. And then you realize that as you do this, you start getting targeted people that are actually interested in your business, contacting you. And the more you put more value on the group page, right, the admin starts noticing you as someone of value. So they start giving you more leeway to put your business out there. And you can actually even get to a point where you come up with a deal that is like a teledarts deal that you are offering to teledarts only, like a teledarts discount for your service that you're offering. And the admins will push it for you. And you'll be able to generate a lot of leads from that social media efforts, right? So for Facebook, leverage groups, right? Be very strategic about how you leverage groups. If you are running ads, please run ads with what you offer. Don't run ads for page likes. It never works. It doesn't work. You regret it. Unless you want your page numbers to shoot up so that you're going to look for sponsors and things like that. That's the only time I recommend you do that. Even that, it's a bit sketchy. So that's that for Facebook. For Twitter, what I would recommend is that, you see, Twitter is short form content, right? Twitter is more for updates. Twitter is more for interaction. I would suggest put more content on Twitter for interaction with your customers, right? You can put your ads out, you can put your content out, but have Twitter as more of a feedback generating place, right? And have Twitter as a place that you comment on trends and you engage in trends with useful conversation, right? So just keep that out for Twitter. TikTok, and then I'll do LinkedIn. TikTok is Instagram Reels on steroids. If you've been on TikTok for a little while and you've taken TikTok seriously, God bless your business because you are reaping the benefits. TikTok has been pushing organic content because they wanted a lot of people to come on the platform, right? So when you post, you don't need to do much. If you consistently post and you play within the algorithms in terms of tagging your products well, you see when you watch a TikTok video and the voice reads out what they are doing in the TikTok video, it's not by chance, it's not just a random thing that they do. When the voice reads it out, most often than not, the TikTok algorithm is able to figure out what the video is about and it categorizes it. So when you jump on TikTok and you watch a video, in the search button, you see that if it's categorized properly, it will write the category there. And what TikTok does is that it shows those videos to people who are interested in that category. So once your videos are properly tagged, be it your customer, your reviews, your product videos, your explainer videos, whatever video that you produce, right? Once it's tagged properly, TikTok sees it as it is, they'll start pushing that content and you realize that you start getting organic followers, right? TikTok is the platform now that is offering organic content. It pushes your content organically because they are trying to win over Instagram. So use that to your advantage. If you're not on TikTok, please get on TikTok because it's not only the young people that are on TikTok. You yourself, most of the time, go on TikTok to watch funny videos and watch all kinds of content. So if you're on TikTok, how much more people like you are on TikTok? You want to benefit from that. So let's use TikTok. Post on TikTok, post your videos on TikTok, tag them properly, right? Tag them properly. Use your hashtags properly. Use your hashtags based on the industry you're in, right? And the solution. So one, use the industry that you're in, the solution that you're offering, and the person you're offering it to, right? So sales and marketing, digital marketing tips and tricks, business owners. That's something I would do, right? So that TikTok can pick it up and say, okay, so these are the three things that they are doing. Okay, in our targeting, we can start pushing this content to business owners or people that are looking for social media tips and tricks. And then the general industry is marketing and sales. Do that for a minimum of a month and see how your content will start pushing on TikTok. Finally, I will do LinkedIn, and then I think I'll wrap it up. That's fine. I'll do that. Michael, can you share? I think I'll do my contacts. I'll do my contacts so that you can get in touch with me on WhatsApp. I am an avid promoter of WhatsApp because I think that's the final thing I'll do. After LinkedIn, I'll do WhatsApp. I almost missed that. Now, LinkedIn is a professional platform. If your business is B2B, business to business, and you're not on LinkedIn, I don't know, right? Now on LinkedIn, what's happening now is that LinkedIn used to push video content, but now I realize what LinkedIn is pushing is newsletters. A lot of people are coming up with newsletters, right? And LinkedIn is pushing those newsletters. So people can subscribe to a newsletter, and whether it's weekly, monthly, right? They get a notification when you publish a new newsletter, right? Now, as a business, part of what I was describing in terms of the 2 a.m. club and initiatives like that, you can turn that solution into a newsletter or into a video series, right, that you post on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn will actually organically push your content. So you want to, as much as possible, ride the organic wave, because you see, organic content marketing is amazing, because when you have to spend on ads, one, you're losing money, two, it's a hit or miss. You can make it, you can miss and lose all your money, right? So I want to know why people don't talk about Telegram. Let me finish LinkedIn and I'll talk about Telegram. So look at, if you can do a newsletter, work on a newsletter. If you can do a newsletter, please find a way of pushing more video content on LinkedIn. You see LinkedIn will start pushing it a bit more for you, but the hashtags also work. Hashtags help them categorize the content better. And then your keywords in your titles, keywords in how you tag their videos, right? So keep that in mind for LinkedIn. Now, a lot of people don't talk about Telegram because a lot of people are afraid of captive audiences, right? We feel like, one, there are not a lot of users on Telegram, which is not very accurate. Two, we feel like if we gather people in a group, we are intruding into their privacy, or we are invading their privacy, and we will lose our customers. So a lot of people don't like to do Telegram and even WhatsApp. And this is the new thing I'm going to have each and every one of you leave here with. If you didn't benefit anything from me, this is one thing I want you to do. I said earlier that I'm an avid push publisher or promoter of communities. Imagine if your business had 800 people on WhatsApp that had engaged with your business before, either through social media, they have purchased from you before, or they've had some kind of interaction with your brand before, and you have them on WhatsApp, right? You'd realize that communicating directly with your clients will be super efficient and super easy. This thing I was saying about, if you have 1,000 followers, your post will show to about 300 or less of them, is something that's really real. But imagine if you have 1,000 followers and you have 200 or 300 or 400 of those followers on WhatsApp or on any communication platform, newsletter, text message blasts, email blasts, right? And you are communicating to them periodically and strategically, you would realize that your sales will be consistent. Now, I push for communities because, one, it helps you get better feedback on your business, how you're doing, and how to increase your productivity, right? Two, it's easy to let them know if you are running something and shoot a message to a lot of them at the same time, right? And three, if you categorize the customers well, right, you can generate a certain amount of money every month by just targeting a specific group of people and creating a product for them. Case in point, this is one thing I did for a restaurant that I feel we can all learn from and duplicate it in our businesses. There was a business that I handled the accounts, It was a restaurant. And I wanted to build a community, like a big community for them, so that we'll get to a point that, this is a question I usually ask. If Instagram went down, Facebook went down, all social media went down, right? What will be the benefit of the 5,000 followers to you right now? They would all just vanish, right? So doesn't it make sense to get those who are really interested in your brand into a space that you can communicate with them if everything goes down? Yeah. This is what we did as a brand, the restaurant. So we ran a campaign on social media, giving discounts for people to come into the restaurant. We got a good number. We got like 120 people coming to the restaurant. They came. I had a conversation with the waitresses on how to serve them. So they served them in a really superb way, and they loved the service. Then when the waitress was bringing the bill, what they would do is this. They came to them, gave them the bill, asked them how the service was, took feedback, and then they did this specific pitch, right? Hi, how are you? How's the service? Did you like the food? Was the service good? They give all the feedback, they take notes, and then they end with this. We are creating an exclusive community on WhatsApp. That's not a WhatsApp group, but a WhatsApp broadcast, right? Where we put there exclusive deals that you will not see on our social media platforms, you will not see anywhere else. It will just come to you on your WhatsApp. And if you're interested, you can take advantage of it. But we are offering this for those who took advantage of this promo, came here in a way as a way of appreciating them and building a community of people that come here, spend less, and benefit from our value offers. Would you happen to be interested in something like that? We had about 95 of them say yes to be interested because of how the service went and because of how they were treated. So once you say you are interested in that, we take down your details, your WhatsApp number. But what the waitresses did, in addition, that made it easier for us to make more sales is this. When the customer put their details down on the form, there was a part for the staff to fill. And the staff will fill metadata. And what I mean by metadata is this. He's a young man with a lady, they are not married, young dating couple, family of two with two toddlers, elderly couple, retirees, right? So what we did was that we created the broadcast list based on these types of people, based on the customer avatars we developed for these types of people. So those that were established with families, we had a broadcast list for them. Those that were single, we had a broadcast list for them. Those that were young and were in a relationship, we had a broadcast list. Those that came there with their work colleagues, we had a broadcast list for them. And what we will do throughout the month is this. So at the beginning of the month, we will plan discounts or deals for these specific groups. We won't run all at the same time, but week by week, we'll run deals for specific categories of people. And what that did is that, so let's say we have a broadcast list that has 200 people that are maybe like singles, right? And we had like a treat yourself bundle. So maybe a treat yourself bundle that was maybe like 100, 150 Cs, 20 Cs, whatever the price. And then we will send it to them. And out of that, we'll get like 30, 40 people to take up the bundle and come to the restaurant and purchase. So by doing that initial deal and doing that through a period of 3 months, right, we generated a broadcast list of about 500 people in total that we were messaging them with deals consistently and getting them to buy from us. Right? And that was one way that we leveraged WhatsApp to increase their sales. And already we were doing the social media marketing. So the social media marketing was for everybody. So everybody sees it. If you're interested, come and purchase. But those who step into the restaurant and are interested, we take them a notch further. Now they become our community. Now they become the people that are benefiting from the exclusive deals that we have, right? And using WhatsApp for this generated an increment of about like 100% in sales for these guys. And there was another thing that we did on WhatsApp for another food brand, very similar, right? They offered lunchtime deals. So they will offer a lunchtime menu. So you're in the office now, you want to eat something. They had a menu of like 7 items. Now the tricky part was that the menu changed every day. So every day, 7 different items on the menu. So because of that, they had to close orders at 10 a.m. Because if your order comes after 10 a.m., they might not be able to fulfill the order and become a whole mess. So people were usually coming after 10 a.m. and we're missing sales. So what we did was that we let the customers join WhatsApp broadcast lists where we put the menu out at 5:40 a.m. in the morning. They would decide what they wanted to eat before they even left to the office, and then we'll fulfill that. So it cuts up, so they see the new menu every day way ahead of time and they're able to decide way ahead of time so that the deadline doesn't beat them. In 3 months, we got a broadcast list of over 500 people, right, and increased their sales by over 100% by just adapting this thing. And because it's a broadcast list, you're not in a group with someone that maybe owes you money or you owe them money and it becomes a problem, right? And it's not intrusive. Nobody will send, we've won this moment of fraud, whatever, right? It comes directly to you. And you can interact directly to customers. When customers have issues, they message you directly and you deal with it, right? It increased their sales and customer conversions by a huge amount, right? So I would advocate, if you are here and one, you don't have a WhatsApp business account, you need to get one. If you don't have a WhatsApp community, you need to start building a WhatsApp community. If you want to learn how, you can have an interaction on how you can build a WhatsApp community. I think this is where I'll bring the presentation to an end, and then I will take as many questions as I can. So if you have any questions now, I think Michael will moderate that, and then we'll take it up from there. I'm really open to answering your questions pertaining to this presentation and pertaining to anything you have social media, any challenges that you're having on social media. Michael, your house. Is Michael here? Okay, Michael seems to not be by his device, but
Oh,
if
I'm
you
right
have,
here, Jude.
oh, okay, exciting. Okay,
Yeah, so
I'm going to moderate the question and
I'm
answer
trying
myself.
to figure out exactly how we would go about it because I don't want give everybody permission. Then it will. So please, if you want to speak, just send an emoji or hi here. If you have a question for Jude, please do that for us. So just type hi or here in the chat. I'll give you permission to speak. Also, like Jude said, we do have a community for SMEs, or a community for basically anybody that runs a business, whether you're a freelancer, a small business, a big business, wherever you are. I'll leave the group. I'll leave the link to the group in the chat so that everybody joins. Then, as Jude said, we'll be running specific or exclusive promos for you guys as well. So I think we'll start with Gilbert. Hi, Gilbert. Please ask your question.
Is Gilbert here?
Yeah, Gilbert, you should be able to talk now. Please unmute. Bernard. Okay, Bernard. Let's go with Bernard. Hi, Bernard. Please ask your question.
If you are finding it difficult unmuting yourself, you can type your question. I'll just deal with it. Are we here? No more questions. Are there no questions?
I think he's typing.
Oh, okay. Okay, whilst he's typing, if anybody else has a question and they want to unmute and ask, I think they can. If this one's put
Yes, ma'am.
Let's typing out questions. Okay, I think quite a number of people are typing out questions.
Yeah.
That's when you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Yes.
How can I create my WhatsApp community? What do you do, Kevin? What do you do? Based on what you see, you need a lure to get people on WhatsApp. People are not just going to jump on WhatsApp because your business says they should jump on WhatsApp. So you need to give them something that, well, you see, M-Notify is doing this, right? So that you guys will come here and then they can get you guys into a community if you want to. So you have to do something to attract the leads, then you can build a community with them. But you see, the thing is also the community has to have goals. If you don't have any goals for the community, you realize that people join the community, they don't see any benefits, and then they leave. Exciting. You sell nothing smokes. Exciting. Okay, so let me ask you this. If we're going to build a community around this business, what would be the community? What are you looking to achieve with the community in terms of what are you offering the people that join the community? Why would I want to join? Why should I join your community? I think that's the question I should ask. I think Gilbert unmuted himself, or mm-mm.
Please, can
I think I can hear someone unmuted.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's my
Introduce
question.
yourself in your question, please.
Basically, on this in the adverts that you run for the restaurant, as I am also over here, I deal with a phone shop.
Okay.
So how that strategy to benefit me and also to create a WhatsApp community for such product? Thank you.
Okay. So if I got your question right, your question is how you're going to create a community on WhatsApp for your phone business, right? And how you can leverage the ad strategy. Is it the advert strategy for Facebook that I mentioned?
Please, it is on WhatsApp. The ad will be run on WhatsApp.
Right. Okay. 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 So here's this. I think this thing. Okay, it's M-Notify. So I'm just going to give you. I'm going to give you all the hints. Michael will pay later. So for phone business, right? Here's the thing. I'm sure everybody on this platform has a phone. They're either joining this on their laptop or on their phone. And if you've had a phone in Ghana before, you know that your phone will have an issue at least once a year, unless you're using a really good phone, right? So what I'll do is that I will create a community, right? One, I'll run an ad on social media offering a deal or something like that on phone repairs, right? To get a lot of people to get in touch with me for their phone repairs. Now, when they get in touch with me for their phone repairs, I would ask them to join a WhatsApp group where, not a WhatsApp group, a WhatsApp community, broadcast or whatever it is. They will save my number, I'll save their number, they'll see my WhatsApp status, they will be in a broadcast, maybe like a Samsung user's broadcast, an iPhone user's broadcast, a Huawei users broadcast, where I will post news, maybe like once or twice a month, right, on how you can effectively use your phone and tips and tricks that you can use your phone, you can use on your phone to maximize your phone. Two, I will, wow, now the questions are really flowing. I will, what's that thing called? I'll give discounts on screen repairs. I'll give discounts on battery changes. I'll give discounts on accessories, right? So that people are consistently buying things from me and they benefit from the community. And it's only people in the community that can benefit from this. But they have to have purchased my service before they join the community. They can't just join the community just because they've heard of me. Do you get it? So that's how I'll basically run my community. Run an ad, give discounts for screen repairs, for battery repairs for specific phones, right? Get them to come to you, purchase the service, and then get them to join the community. Build a community from there, and then take it up from there. But if you don't have money to run ads, this is what I would advise. You have customers that you've served. I don't know how long you've been running, but I'm sure you have like minimum when you are at least 20 customers to 50 customers. This is what I advise you to do. Get in touch with all the customers that you've worked with before. Hopefully, they don't hate you because you did a bad job. If they like you and you tell them you're starting a WhatsApp community and this is what you're going to do for them, they would like it. So they would want to hear from you, they want to purchase from you, right? So that's a simple way to do the community. Michael, $5 million. Anyone wants to, okay, there's a number of questions in here. Let me see if I can deal with them. Okay, so Kevin, who sells the smoke, says that when you're in a community and you buy, I think I will give you a discount. But you see, the thing is that I'm not going to join a community to buy a smoke. Think about it. Why would I want to join a community to buy? I don't buy smokes every day. I usually smokes, when you buy a smoke like once, and then you keep the smoke forever, right? Here's the thing. When I buy a smoke, right, how do I take care of my smoke? You see, when you buy clothes from outside, there's fabric care instructions, right? Can you start creating content like that and build a community around people that have purchased smokes and want to take care of their smokes? So you join your community, you show them how to do these things, right? And then probably when you're buying their next smoke, they'll buy from you. Two, your customers that have bought smokes from you already, get them into a community and show them how to take care of their smokes. And then when you get new smokes, you send a broadcast with it with like a potential discount, right? And then you incentivize them to introduce other people that may be interested in smokes to buy smokes from you. You can even create a smoke gifting package, right? So maybe I want to gift my father something on Father's Day. I add a smoke to it, right? But the community has to be something that benefits them. That's why I'm pitching the fabric care angle. So I think that that deals with your question, Kevin. Nene. So I've started my weight loss journey about a year ago, and I wanted to get a social media following and get as many people to help in the terrain. Okay, in that terrain, it's not about money now, but it's about passion. How do I build a community? Ooh, this is exciting. So Nene, here's what you do. Hey, Michael, are you here? Michael?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so for each one that I'm offering this thing for, it's 1,000 CDs to notify. So can you just keep count for me? Thank you, sir.
I'll send you a check. Don't worry.
I'm not afraid at all. Okay, so then the beautiful thing about building a community when you're not asking for money is that it's simple, right? Because you have the benefit of time. What I would suggest is that start with, if you have money to run ads, I would say run ads, but I would say relax on ads and just start posting videos about your weight loss journey, right? I wish I knew about this before you started. I would have said that take a picture of yourself, do a video on your motivations around why you are trying to join the weight loss, you are trying to embark on a weight loss journey, and that people to follow you through this journey, right? And then you give daily updates, weekly updates, and weekly updates in terms of your exercise routine, your difficulties, the times you felt like stopping and didn't stop, and all this in video. And don't worry about the video quality or the editing, right? Just shoot front-facing video. The most important thing is the story. People will familiarize with the story and they will love you for it, right? And people will celebrate your victories as you move along. And you see, by the time you get to a point, it will naturally transition into a business. So I would start on WhatsApp, post these things on WhatsApp, create a Facebook group, post on Facebook. You're on Telet. So post on Tellet, do like a write-up about your journey so far, put some pictures there and say that, oh, this is a group that you have that has, that you post your content on, and you want people to join in, because if you want to benefit from something like this, it can be a place that will be good for you. You see, gradually people will start joining the community. You start posting your content, and by the time you realize, people say, you know what, I want you to join me to gym. I want you to show me what you did to be able to lose this weight. I want to show me what you did to do this. And gradually that passion project becomes a business. Start on WhatsApp, use Instagram, use Facebook, leverage groups for people that are like you that may be facing this same weight loss challenge and may need help. Let them watch you. People love to watch people, right? See, think about how reality TV works. People like to watch other people live life and just engage the drama and talk about the drama. Let people engage with you, let people follow you through the journey, make it an emotionally charged one, and you'll see that by the end of the day, you have a whole lot of followers on both WhatsApp and then Facebook. I'll use Facebook to build the general community, and then I'll use WhatsApp to interact with people that actually want to do, people that want to start making a move, right? So that's how I would graduate it. I joined through the normal message. Do you have a WhatsApp link or number? I think I'm going to post my WhatsApp link so that people can send me a message directly from here and before we wrap up. Wow, we're almost done 2 hours. Let me deal with it. Yes, please. Desmond, right?
Yeah, Desmond. My question is that when I post an art on Facebook, normally on Facebook, people, those who are interact with my art are not from my jurisdiction, so it makes it difficult for me to get more sales on Facebook with my art. So how can I stop this and maybe focus in my jurisdiction with Facebook? And secondly, when you are talking, you didn't talk about YouTube, because I normally also post an art on YouTube. So if you have some strategy that I can use to increase sales on YouTube to raise, you can highlight it for me and let me also know. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I got a little distracted when you were asking your first question. Can you ask it again, please? I didn't want to interrupt you, but the first question, something about art and Facebook.
Yeah, my question was, I post art on Facebook, but normally when I post this art, those who interact and those who normally engage are normally not in my jurisdiction. They are outside my jurisdiction. So can you give me some strategy that I will get the customers in my jurisdiction to interact with my art and also get more sales out of it? Thank you.
I get it. So I think one thing that I think is a problem here with what you're doing, it may be how you do your targeting on Facebook, right? How you do your targeting may not necessarily bring people. It may be showing your ad to a wide range of people that may not necessarily be where your business is located. So we might need to look at your targeting for the ad and correct it. And then based off that, you will see a change in the results. The second thing about YouTube, the reason why I didn't really push YouTube is that a lot of us don't use YouTube. A lot of us don't use YouTube. And what I realized with a lot of business owners is that social media as it is now is already a lot. Juggling Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all the changes are a lot. So I usually don't want to overburden people with information. I usually want them to understand the basics and then they figure out how to apply it to the network that they are on. But for YouTube, if you're running YouTube ads, one, your budget needs to be strong. Otherwise, you won't get good results. Two, the type of ad you run needs to be very targeted and have a strong call to action. Otherwise, people are not going to respond to it. You see, most of us will go on YouTube, we see the ads, and we can't wait for 4 seconds to come for us to skip. right? So it means if you're running a YouTube ad and your call to action is beyond 4 minutes, 4 seconds, or people don't really get what you're saying beyond 4 seconds, you are wasting your money. Did you get it? So YouTube ads has to have a very specific strategy in terms of the kind of content that you put out and how you run it. Right. So maybe you might want to have a conversation about YouTube ads and how to leverage it, and how to use that 3-second rule to grab the attention of the person that is watching the video, right? So that they can benefit from it. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so Anita, I think here's what we're going to do. Because I'm collaborating with Notify, everybody or anybody that wants to interact with me or wants to have a conversation with me about WhatsApp, social media, or anything like that, Michael has posted a link to the Notify tribe, right? I'm going to join the Notify tribe as a subject matter expert so that if you want to interact with me, you would have access to me there. My number will be there. I'll do my introduction so that you can send me a message on WhatsApp right from there. So, Michael, if you can repost the group link so that we can join the group and then have more interactions there, and then you can get access to me over there. And Emmanuel says that there are WhatsApp communities on the personal one, but not on the business one. How do I create a community on the personal one? Ish, that's a tricky one. You see, if it's your WhatsApp community is on your personal WhatsApp, it means the number that they have is your personal number, and that's where they are comfortable at. Usually, transitioning people, you might lose some of them. So what I would advise is that start building your next community on your WhatsApp business profile with your business number. But those who are on your personal number, leave that as it is. At least you have a community and you can interact with them. That's the most important thing. Because in transitioning them, you might lose some of them. You do not want to risk that. How can I create content if I don't know how to create content like an influencer? I run an NGO and also I am a mental health therapist. Okay, so it depends on what you're creating content about. Now, I realize the challenge with creating content is that usually we don't plan our content out properly. There's a whole class that I have on content planning and content creation. That makes it very easy for you to create content because you plan it out. You make a list of things, and based on the list of things, you're able to create content. Now, first, what I would say is that what kind of content are you most comfortable producing? Video is not for everybody. Are you someone who writes? Are you someone who can get a designer? Are you someone who loves video? When you determine what content is best for you, then you can now start looking at what topics you can create the content around and how to adapt it and make it attractive enough for the people that you're speaking to. Remember, whatever content you create, there's someone that needs that information. But then the way it's presented determines whether they come to engage with it or not, right? So it's more of the presentation, right, than even the content itself. So I think maybe this we might have to have a further interaction on that, right? We might have to have a talk. Join the Notify community, the tribe, and then let's have a conversation around that. How do I get in touch? Well, Anita wants to get in touch. Please join the Notify community. I think my number is still up in the chat. You can check. My number is up there. You can get in touch with me. But please join the Notify community and you get access to me, Anita. Yeah. Bernard Anani, I'm a pastor. How can I promote my branch, please? Very exciting. For churches, right, you need to figure out. I had a session with a pastor, and what I told them is this. On social media is the easiest place to build a church. If you're building a social media church, it's super easy. It may not look that way, but it actually is. This is what I'd advise. What I told them is this. Think about this. People wake up in the morning, and because of the whole hustle and bustle, right, they're not able to do their quiet time and they run off and leave to work, right? So what I advised them to do was to do a 30-second prayer 30-second prayer pockets. That's what I call it, right? 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, right? Where there's a scripture that comes up, there's a prayer topic that comes up, and then there's a song that's like motivates you to pray. That's on, and you see the timer ticking off, right? And it says that pause, stop scrolling, pause and pray, right? And if you produce that content, you produce maybe like 10 prayer topics a week, and these prayer topics are actually relevant prayer topics to things that are happening to people now, right? You would realize that people who follow your page and see the content will actually start pausing and praying. They'll start, and then you can end the video session with send me your prayer topic and let me pray with you, or send me your prayer topic and let me pray with you. And you have people now interacting with you because they'll start sending your prayer topics. And when you send the prayer topics, it opens them up to having interactions with them. Right? And now it's building an audience of people that have a deep interaction with you because they share their problems with you because you started praying with them. That's how your church begins. And your branch for a landed church, that's a church that has a physical location, project more of what you do in church. Project your messages, put them in video format, put them in text that's a blog, put them in highlights, in quotes, right? And push the events that you have, right? There's so much that I can get into, but we'll leave that for the M-Notify community. I actually have an IG page where I post my stuff. Okay, so Instagram might not work too well because Instagram doesn't necessarily push organic content. I would say Facebook and WhatsApp for you. My target is the youth. Okay, so the man of God says his target is the youth. That's perfect. If you do the prayer thing, it will work. And you target the prayer topic at the youth, the issues they are facing and what they are praying about. And then do sessions like the way we're doing this webinar. Like do webinars, like do church webinars. Like it may be, you call it a service, right? But like have interaction with the youth on topical issues and then bring the spiritual dimension to it, right? So get people to sign up for a 30-minute session where you guys are talking about like maybe something controversial, like sex and relationships, and why you shouldn't have sex and relationships, and just have that conversation with them. And you start building your community from there. There's like a million and 10 things I can talk about church, but let's do that in the community. I think I'm gathering myself for 2 hours, so I have 10 minutes left. So I'm going to go through quickly the questions that I can answer, and then if you do not have if I'm not able to get your question or you have a question that you need answering or you want to talk to me directly, please join the M-Notify community and I will deal with you. I'll have a personal interaction with you and we'll figure out how to make your company prosper. Okay, Gilbert, currently only admin can send messages on the M-Notify tribe. We'll open it up. We'll have sessions where we open it up. Don't worry about it. We'll have sessions where we open it up. So join, and then we'll you see the thing about groups is that when you join a group, you can't leave a group open. It's too risky, right? Because someone might post something that might be a spam link and someone might click it and then they get exposed. So usually when there's not a Q&A session or a chance for people to interact, we let only admins message. That's one rule of thumb with managing WhatsApp groups. So can you join a WhatsApp group? We'll talk over there. And get in touch if you want exciting. People are running out over here. Any final questions? I see Michael has raised his hand. Emmanuel has raised his hand. Emmanuel has raised his hand. Can you ask your question? We have about
Emmanuel and Anita. I've allowed you.
I think Anita wants to get in touch with me, so.
All right. Hello.
Yes, your question.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Loud and clear.
Thank you very much for the presentation. May I know why you are not on YouTube? You know, when you type some of these things, you do a search on YouTube for some of these tutorials and some of this information. You only get the foreign content, and you don't get the Ghanaian context at all. And you see, so we need some of you to be there so that at least we can have you share your thoughts to us. I don't know whether you are there already. If not, then please give us information on that.
Okay.
Aside that, thank you very much for your time.
Let me do this introduction. So the name of my company is called Tatale. The reason why is a long story. Maybe we'll have another session about that and business names, right? The name of my business is called Tatale. Tatale Business, actually, but it's the Tatale Group. There's a number of things under it, right? We're a marketing consultancy. Now, the bit that trains business owners is called the Tatale Business School. We offer short courses. What I believe in is this: business owners are busy people. Most of you may not be able to either go to the University of Ghana Business School and do business admin or have the time to do that, right? So people like Jude will put together bite-sized content. Like this can be a course, right? But if it was a course, I would have given you specific things to do, right? Now, what we do is that we put out courses and content for business owners in the sales and marketing space to be able to increase their profits and retain more clients. And that's what Tatale Business School does. Now, we have a channel on YouTube, right? It's good you're saying this. The only content that I have on there is my WhatsApp marketing masterclass. And even I think that's one. There's 3 that are public. There's 1 that is private. I think we'll be putting more content out, more indigenous content out, so that we can benefit from these things from a Ghanaian perspective. I think I'll start putting more content. I plan to put more content on my YouTube. When I do, we'll put them in the community so that we can benefit from it. And then Notify can also put that out, and then you guys can benefit from it also. But what I do is that I train businesses, I consult for businesses when it comes to their sales and marketing. If you've gotten to the point where your business needs a marketing manager, someone who will give you top level strategy, someone who will show you how to go about things within your company, someone who will show you how to manage your customers so that you can increase your customer base, I am that person for you. If you're interested in something like that, join the community. I'm open. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can help your company sell more, build a stronger brand, build a community, a die-hard community, so that if, God forbid, COVID-23 or COVID-24 comes and you can't directly access your customers, you have a community of people that already buy from you, right? So I think that's it for me for now. I want to thank you guys all for joining. I hope it's been informative. You learned something. Now, the final thing I'll leave you with is that knowledge learned and not applied is as useless as knowledge not gained, right? So whatever you've gained from here, you might not need to apply everything, but just pick one thing, right, that you want to apply and then apply it. I will be on the page if you want to have an interaction with me about your sales and marketing, to reiterate some of the things that we spoke about today. Feel free to do that. And Notify is around to help you make your communication simpler. So leverage them. And thank you, Eugene. Leverage them. And let's have an interaction. I'm planning with Michael to do a training series for businesses when it comes to their marketing and sales. We're trying to figure out what topics we should run it on, because we can talk about a lot of things and talk about it very well. But we want to know what your challenges are, and then we can create a mini training series around it so that you guys can benefit and then your sales can also prosper. So I think Michael will be getting in touch with you guys on that. Maybe a form will be sent so that you can fill and let us know your challenges, and then we can create something specific to that for you and have that going. Yeah, so these are my final words. Michael, your house.